Hello, amazing people. It's gloomy today, but I will bring the sunshine. Yes, I will. So, I just want to talk about a few things that will increase your chances for success when it comes to business credit and funding. What are they? You want to make sure that your personal credit profile is in the position that it needs to be in. You want to make sure that your company looks professional and credible. And you want to make sure that you have a funding sequence and an understanding of basic underwriting guidelines. Those three things in order equals multiple six figures in business credit and funding. But before we even go there, we have to have money management 101. Now, if you think that you're just going to get a money grab and be successful and go on to and do all these things, skipping levels, you can forget it. So if you had any personal credit challenges at all, we need to examine that and you need to get real with yourself. How did I get to this position? That's the question. How did I end up here? Why do I owe these banks? What led to these conditions? What mistakes or decisions did I make or think about money that led me to owing people money? You really need to start examining that. A good book is The Psychology of Money. Look it up. It's a book called The Psychology of Money. I learned so much about myself. It was mad crazy. If you don't know anything about me, my name is Mrs. Cash Flows, as you know. Thank you for following me. Thank you for listening. And if you're coming up under the sound of the replay, just type chat, guys, if you are looking to get business credit and funding. What I learned about myself is I had a certain disposition when it came to money. And that came from my upbringing. So I started out poor in the south side of Chicago. My mother was addicted to drugs, and I was born in the 80s. During that time, it was just a massive crack epidemic, right? So a lot of people were on drugs. So my mother ended up marrying her drug dealer. We went from literally rags to riches, right? In that transition, I was quite young when that happened. So I would see them get money and I would see them hoard money just in case they needed to re-up for drugs of some sort, right? But I didn't know that at the time. So I was heavily cash flowed, and they just didn't believe in the banking system. They believed in the black man being independent and not depending on anyone, and like totally that's how they were justifying selling drugs. And I just was talking to them last night, and I was like, how do you feel about that? It was like, man, we felt the ramifications of that, right? Like the karma hit them and they had to balance out their karma for that negative act, right? It was crazy. So, that being said, I grew up unbeknownst to me. I had a certain money psychology, a disposition. Disposition just simply means the action, the condition, the belief system about money, right? So I felt like I needed to have a heavy cash flowing business. So, hey, just like drug dealers, there's more where this came from. I don't need to really invest the money. I just need to have a lot of cash on hand. And that's exactly what I did. I got a business, which was a short-term rental business where I was getting cash flow every day, and it justified me not needing banks, not owing them anything. Everything was on autopilot. Everything was at zero balance. I had an 815 credit score. I didn't owe anybody anything. So you have to think, man, I just had a revelation. That's how you had to be as a drug dealer too. Your name had to be good in the streets. So you paid your bills. You couldn't owe anybody anything. So that was pretty much my mentality, unbeknownst to me until I read that book. Like, I was like, yo, that was it. That was it. But that's not who you are. So if your parents were telling you to spend money recklessly, again, living in that sort of environment, I was able to take the money, go shopping, spend it, be sort of reckless with it, save just enough in case I needed to re-up in my business. But the rest of it, I just was shopping, buying people things, doing things, and not really investing it and putting it in places where it can grow. And that really bit me. Not only did I not have business credit when things went bad, I didn't have any, I had assets. I had real estate. But I should have had the cash in some form of insurance, IUL, some form of investment where the money was making money. And if you don't understand that, you need financial literacy the same way I needed it. All right. You never allow your money just to sit in a bank and die. Okay. So in preparation for business funding, pull your personal credit profile, look at the things on there. Do you owe anybody anything? Do you have any late payments? Do you have high credit card utilization? What were some of the decisions that led to that high credit card utilization? Why were you unable to pay your bills on time? Is it just thinking that it's okay to have a few late payments? Or is it just being irresponsible and don't think you need to pay your bills on time? Like, really get real with yourself. Correct it. Now, come see me. Let's clean it all up. Let's give you a second chance. But you can't skip levels. We need financial literacy because what do they say? Where you are, there you are. Where you are, there you are. So you can take a person who has a certain mentality in one environment and put them in another environment. It's the same person, just in a different environment. He's going to create that same environment again. So if you were someone that was reckless with your personal finances, and someone comes in like Superman, it was tax season, you can afford a credit repair person, and they came on in and cleaned everything up and got you $100,000 of funding, where you are, there you are. Same thing happened to your personal credit without correction and education and implementation and financial literacy and a strategy and a blueprint. You now owe more people than you did before you started out. You're now in the same condition, and that's what we do not want. So, Money Management 101, I highly recommend the book, The Psychology of Money. Join a financial literacy program. I do have one. I'm not coming on here to pitch that. You need financial literacy. Clean up your personal credit profile. Understand the banking system. Understand that you're building a positive relationship with them. Not only will you get funded, you can go on and start, grow, and scale a business, right? So again, let's just reiterate everything. Here's some of the things that need to be in order and prep work that needs to happen prior to going to the bank. Number one, pull your personal credit profile out. What's on there? What needs to be cleaned up? Number two, are you credible as a business? Do you have a professional name, phone number, website, email address? Do you? Dun & Bradstreet profile. Does all your business records match? Do you have a business banking account? Did you even file your business with the Secretary of State? Credible means believable and truthful. So when I show up to the bank, everything is professional. The bank can believe me as a company and a corporation with a professional name, phone number, email, website, and I'm registered everywhere. That's number two. Number three, you need a strategy. Do you even understand the banking system? Do you understand some of the things and the reasons they will approve you for funding? Do you know that? If you don't know, you need a blueprint. You need some education. You need just a little bit of financial literacy in your life. Not just going off of someone on YouTube or somewhere here on TikTok giving you a tip. Here's a tip. All tips that people are giving to you on the internet doesn't apply to you. So if I tell you you need to add trade lines, how do you even know that applies to your profile? You don't know. So if you don't know where to start and you don't know your funding readiness, DM me the word chat, right? Let's hop on a call with someone on my team. Let's see where you are. All right. So happy midday. I just wanted to hop on here, go live, and give you some inspiration. Let's get funded, guys, okay? It's not as hard as you think it is. You just need the right blueprint and the right training. Thank you for listening in. Be amazing, be great. Let's take action.